Today I'm going to give you a simple strategy to help you get out of loneliness, okay? What gets measured gets done. Whether we're working out, we're trying to improve our social life, we're trying to build good habits. All right, now this is not a habit building video, but I do have a simple strategy I'm going to show you that I firmly believe, based off my experience, the way that I conduct myself in my life, the research that I've read, the books that I've read, and the people that I've spoken to, this can help you tremendously, okay? So, if you're somebody that feels lonely, or you are just lacking confidence to go out in the real world, and for whatever reason, it just seems like too big of a leap to make that first step physically, or you're lacking the motivation to begin because it just seems so overwhelming, believe me, I know. I'm an overthinker myself. Now, I've worked really hard to mitigate my overthinking, but if you're much younger than me or you have other insecurities that you're dealing with, it's easy to get in your own head, right? And you know this. I don't need to tell you this. You are watching this video for a reason, right? But let me show you something that I can help you, that I feel like will help you take the first step to getting the fuck out of loneliness, because you know we're in a loneliness epidemic. And unless you start making proactive moves in your own life, no one's coming to just rescue you and just be like, hey, here's the key to get out of loneliness. No, you got to do it yourself, right? So here's what I want to show you. So I drew a little grid on a piece of paper. You can do this in Google Sheets, by the way. You don't have to do it this way. But basically, it's a grid calendar format, right? So you have the days of the week on top, and then week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, right? Super simple. And what I want you to do is two things. One, you're going to create a baseline of how social you are right now. Okay, meaning, how many people do you talk to on the phone? How many friends or people do you see one-on-one? How many group activities have you joined or do you join? And then fourth, have you made any recent connections? Okay? Now this is how this is going to work. You're going to create a legend system. Pretty much exactly what I said, okay? So it's basically, like I said, a phone call is going to be a line. If you saw a friend, that's going to be a dot. If you joined a group activity, that's going to be a circle. And if there's a connection made, that's a star. You're going to have to excuse my doctor handwriting. I've been writing like a doctor since I've been 12 years old. So it is what it is. But anyways, so what you're going to do is for the first row here, and you can do this in Google Sheets, by the way. You don't have to do it like this. I'm just showing you that you don't need to pay for stuff to improve your social life. You could just, a lot of stuff you can do for free. So for the first week, that's going to be your baseline. I just want you to look in the past week, think about how many phone calls did I make? Shouldn't be hard to figure out. iPhone, Android, it'll show you. How many friends did I see one-on-one? You can know this. You just look back. How many friends? If you saw someone one-on-one, you probably have a text record or a phone call record. How many group activities did I join? Maybe it's like a meetup.com, a new group activity. Maybe it's a gym class. That also works, by the way. You don't necessarily need to know everybody. Okay, we just want group activity. And then a star for connection made. Okay, so for the first week, that's going to be your baseline. Every subsequent week, you're going to track it. And what you will end up with is something like the following. Okay, now I just did the first few weeks just to show you. So you're just going to put the visual indicators. So for example, week 3 on Monday, I went to a group activity and I made one connection. Week 3 on Tuesday, I called one friend and I saw one friend in person, right? Again, you're going to do this for yourself. I'm just trying to show you exactly how this is going to look. But the beauty of this method, which is a no-nonsense, not complicated, not fancy, but fucking real that works, is you're tracking your life, your social life. See, you may be somebody that's insecure, lonely, overwhelmed, whatever, but if you're not changing anything, nothing changes. But to know what we need to change, We need to see how social we're being right now, and then we want to start marking how social are we continuing to be, because nothing, like I said, nothing's going to change if nothing changes. But the beauty of this, the real fucking magic that comes from this, is as you start doodling, tracking, Google Sheets, piece of paper, I definitely do not do it in your head, because that's not going to work. You're going to see why here in a second. After a while, you're going to see that you're probably not doing enough. Yes, maybe there are some circumstances that you're dealing with from a location perspective, a life perspective. Maybe you're in a difficult chapter in your life. Maybe you went through a recent breakup. I don't know. I don't know you. You're going to start seeing patterns, right? That's one of the beauties of doing this. That's one of the beauties of going to therapy, is they tell you patterns you may not see on your own. But this is kind of like self-therapy in a sense, because you are being your own scientist, if you will, right? And then after a month, because I only did 4 weeks on here, you're gonna visually see, without any fancy tools, and that's why we're keeping this super simple with the simple legends, right? Just little dots, stars, circles, nothing fancy here, guys. I'm not trying to win a fucking art contest. But when you put this on your refrigerator, on the wall, wherever, after a month, you're going to have some good idea about whether you're trending upwards socially or whether you're trending downwards socially. But more importantly, you know what the real magic is going to be? You're going to see that after a few weeks, my guess, 2 to 3, you're not doing enough. Okay? And that's kind of the reality here, is if you want to get out of loneliness with today's environment of a lot of people being on the computer, AI, wearing headphones, do not wait for people to come be social with you. You got to go be social with them. Okay? It's a completely different shift in attitude. And before you start getting into the mind games of, oh, well, I tried already and they ignored me, or I went to the group class, I didn't meet anybody, or whatever, try again. Try again. Do not let one data point, one experience define other people. Maybe you caught someone in a bad mood. Maybe you caught someone when they were busy and they forgot to contact you. Maybe they don't have an appetite to be social as much as you. So you can't compare your life to theirs, okay? But the beauty of doing this simple strategy, is it gives you a baseline. You see, okay, well, how social have I been in the past week? Let's say you start on a Monday. So how social was I from Monday to Monday of the week prior? Then you start tracking every week. Don't overthink it. At the end of the day, you come home, make a little note. Did I call anyone? Did I see a friend in person? Did I go to any group activity? Did I make any new connection? Female, male, whatever. And then you look. After 2 to 3 weeks, like I said, that's my guess, but definitely after a month, you're going to see patterns. These patterns help you see that, yes, maybe the world is partly to blame for your loneliness. Maybe somebody else is partly to blame, but you are also likely partly to blame. All right? I don't mean to criticize you. I don't know you. But most people that I've talked to, and I talk to a lot of guys, they're not doing enough. Okay? It doesn't matter how social you are. You must be proactive. Or it doesn't matter if you have the ability to be social, like from an articulate standpoint, whatever. You got to take the first step. And having visual indicators is going to help you see progress or a decline in progress. Either way. I don't even know. A decline in progress? I don't even know if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I recommend. Don't overcomplicate this. Don't use any fancy tools if you don't know how. Piece of paper. All right? Piece of paper. Make notes if you need to. But the idea here is that when you measure what you are doing today, it allows you to start improving. because you have records of it. But if you're just floating in the world, thinking in your own head, oh, you know, I called so-and-so that one time, I went to that one thing, you're not thinking like a scientist. You must write it down. You must measure it. You must do it every single day. Do it for a month. I promise you, if you're somebody that's been stuck in loneliness for a long time, this is going to help you see that a part of the problem is you. But the good news is you can also fix the problem, right? It's just a matter of seeing it. And that's what I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you see the problem so that you can take the next step to improve it, okay? If you found this video helpful, if you found this type of supplementary material helpful, let me know. I'll try to incorporate more stuff like this. I got a gazillion of these things in my brain. If you like that kind of stuff, let me know. Comment if you have any questions. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And yeah, talk to you guys soon. All right, cheers. Bye-bye.